Hi there, it's Rick Larsen, and it's this week's recap with Rick. This week, I'm here on Capitol Hill. We had a busy week of votes, of hearings, and a variety of other things. At the top of the agenda is a national security bill. The Speaker released three bills, one for Israel, one for Ukraine, and one for the Indo-Pacific region. And the U.S., I will just say, needs to continue to stand up for our values and to support national security efforts that support those values. Including supporting Ukraine as it continues its fight against Putin's illegal, unjustified invasion of their country. As of this filming, it looks like we may be going into the weekend in order to get these bills done, so please watch this space for updates. Early in the week, the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee itself held a hearing and bipartisan roundtable. The hearing explored the state of commuter rail systems throughout the country and the challenges that commuter rail providers face, as well as some of the opportunities that we have to address those challenges. We also had a roundtable, a bipartisan discussion on the role that artificial intelligence is playing and can play in the transportation system specifically. How can it be used to help better plan our roads, bridges, highways, or guideways? How can it be used to make transportation safer? These are the kinds of questions that we're asking. These are the kinds of questions in the future that we'll need to have answers to as AI is used by transportation systems throughout the country to plan and to invest in roads, bridges, highways, and transit. Congress has to stay focused on investing in infrastructure. Although we have in the past been focused on the infrastructure of the 1950s, we need to be thinking about what transportation is going to look like in the 2050s. And so this roundtable, looking at this use of this emerging technology in this different space of transportation was an important part about looking into the future. Exciting news from last night, the Senate hotline passed my migratory bird bill. I briefed you all a few weeks ago on this bill to provide small grants to nonprofit organizations around the Caribbean and Central American areas to preserve habitat for migratory birds to use, to kind of fight back against the deforestation in some of these areas. And that passed the House of Representatives. Last night, the Senate passed that bill. So now the bird bill, migratory bird bill, is going to the president, and we'll have a new law in place, some additional help, longer-term help for some of these international nonprofits who are helping to ensure that migratory bird patterns and migratory birds can continue to grace our great country. Just congratulations on that to the many advocates who stepped in to help push this across the finish line. Next week, I'll be back in the district on Monday, Earth Day. I will continue to highlight the investments that we're making in our environment in Washington State to protect Washington State's environment, as well as how we're going to build a cleaner and greener transportation network. Monday as well will be the first night of Passover, which commemorates the Jewish people's journey to freedom, a story of finding hope to overcome oppression. And so I wish everyone in my district and around the world a happy Passover. That's this week's recap with Rick, and we'll see you next week at home. Thanks.